இதயம் காட்டன் வழங்கும் ஆதி மனிதன் ஞாயிறுதோறும் உங்கள் சாணக்கியாவில் காணத் தவறாதீர்கள்.
Today, at this auspicious occasion, I extend my best wishes and greetings to all of you, and congratulations to all those who received degrees, who received certificates in various courses for their achievements. I would also like to congratulate their proud parents and the faculty of this university which made you what you are today. It's a day of joy, it's a day of pride for all those who received their degrees and their parents. What you have achieved today is the fruit of your hard work, your determination, your resolution to achieve what you wish to achieve. And it's also a day of joy for all those who are around you. You have completed one phase of your life and now you are entering the next phase. So far, with your hard work, you have acquired knowledge. Now is the phase where you will enter life of another responsibilities. Responsibility, those of you who are married, responsibility, or even those who are not, to your family. First and foremost, responsibility to yourself, to your family, to your society, to the country. Some of you would be perhaps choosing the further course of further education, acquiring more knowledge. Some of you would be venturing out into different careers for your livelihood. I wish all of you all the very best. You have chosen a career which our chief guest of the day, Dr. Joshi, mentioned it is very noble. Indeed, it is noble. It is noble not only because you care for those who cannot speak, but it's noble for many other reasons as well. Yes, improving the livelihood of the people, that's very important, but at the same time, it's also noble by our Indian tradition, where we don't distinguish between humans and non-living animals. All through the thousands of years, it is a part of our sanskar, right from our birth till death. On all the auspicious occasion, we have been invoking prayers also in the name of non-humans, animals. It's a coexistence, it's a necessary for the balance, the ecological balance of the climate. You know, often the livestock is blamed for producing greenhouse. They are held responsible and accused of producing a lot of greenhouses. Humans are very smart. They put the blame on others. all through the reckless exploitation of hydrocarbon for energy. Is it comparable to what the animals produce? The point is, in the Indian tradition, which is a spirituality centric, humans are not at the center of creation. And the rest of creation is not entirely for the pleasure of the humans. We do not subscribe to anthropocentric view of life. In our tradition, we believe that we are part of the creation, like any other part, endowed with intelligence more than other beings. But that doesn't make us so special as to do the reckless exploitation of the earth and its resources and create the kind of imbalance that now we are seeing the curtain raises time to time, a disaster striking. I think for the balance of the ecological balance, it's very important that we give due attention to non-human living beings, and in what all different ways this balance can be maintained. And India has taken steps towards that. When India has taken a decision, very bold decision, that by 2070 we will be carbon free. It's a very daring decision. And this decision is not just a statement, we are doing it. In 2016, when the Prime Minister, after setting up this International Solar Alliance, set the target that by 2025, India will produce 100 gigawatt of non-carbon renewable energy. At the time, this target was incredible. People thought that it was too ambitious. But look at what our people did. By September 2021, we have crossed this 100 gigawatt of electricity production, clean electricity, of which more than 50 gigawatt is solar. Now we have set another target, ambitious, that by 2030 we will have 500 gigawatt of clean energy. And I am very confident in the enterprise of our people that this target we will achieve way before 2030. So when we set the target that by 2070, India will be a zero carbon emitting for energy country in the world, it is achievable and we will achieve it. So I think rather than blaming the livestock for carbon greenhouse emission, we need to take care of our own conduct, our own ways, because unfortunately many of the advanced countries which are responsible for most of the reckless exploitation of hydrocarbon is not taking adequate measures. It doesn't matter. India has taken the leadership, and I think slowly others will come around. Now today we have more than 121 countries which are members of this International Solar Alliance. When we just started, it was thought that perhaps it might not be, there might not be many takers, it was too ambitious. Today people feel yes, it is achievable, and that is why we have 121 countries which are already members of it. So this approach to life is something based on our Indian values, and this, our further life, we have to continue with this value. Friends, all our young friends, those who would be entering life now, life of responsibilities, for you the path which has been chosen by your predecessors need not be the only path. You have to create new paths. And young men and women are doing that. 2014, this country had hardly 400 startups. In 2021, we have crossed 10,000 startups. More than 50 of them are unicorn. We know what unicorn is. Each worth more than $1 billion. This has been done by our young men and women, our entrepreneurs, coming up with the new ideas, experimenting with ideas, sometimes fail, but experiment again. That is the spirit. And that is what Prime Minister tells that the motto for our young people is compete and conquer. Don't be afraid of failure. Those who don't take initiative, they will not fail, but neither will they achieve excellence, neither will they be able to do anything new. So, my advice to you all would be, think of the option of entrepreneurship. And today, the ecosystem is very, very conducive. You have a lot of support coming from the state. When I say state, means union and state government, as well as from non-state players. As far as the know-how is concerned, you have the know-how, technical know-how, but maybe in the course of developing your own enterprise, how to develop that enterprise could be an issue. And for that know-how, there are entities which are there to assist you. All that you need to tap into that. In fact, Niti Aayog has a well-established wing to assist the entrepreneurs. You have to log in, get in touch with them and see, look, I wish to do this. How do we go about it? And you will get the ideas. How to go, practical ideas, how to go about it. Then the next comes capital. There are many opportunities today. The government has launched several schemes to give you the capital, assist to the capital. And capital on easy terms, capital which factors in the possibility of your enterprise sinking, failing, and not penalizing for the failure, because all success comes all out of failure many a times. So you are young, you have the necessary training, knowledge, and for additional knowledge that you need for the managerial and others, there are entities to assist you. And as far as the capital is concerned, there are entities which are there to banks and various schemes under which you can get the necessary needed capital assistance. And when you are entrepreneur, you create wealth, not merely in terms of money, but in terms of assets, the values. And this country, which has a very ambitious target, but there is no doubt that this target will be achieved. It will be possible only when its citizens, its young people, they come forward and contribute to it. Today, India is marching ahead. It's a fact. Today, when someone says India is a third world country, it doesn't go very well. India is providing leadership in many areas, and world is taking India more seriously than what they used to do before. Now, in this building this new India, your role is very crucial, each of you. You know, the change that has happened in recent years is the way we look at this country. When you as a young scientist, doctor, accomplished person in your field, when you get into your new career, it benefits you, it benefits your family, but keep in mind it benefits the country as well. So I would urge you that you should not think yourself as an individual. What you are doing is for the nation's good. And when you do such things, keep that national perspective in mind. Now, when I say what is national perspective, what does it mean? It doesn't simply mean, okay, I am an Indian and so it's fine, I am doing it. It's a very, very clinical way of saying that, okay, I am an Indian and so I am doing it, it goes. What is national perspective? We all need to be very sensitive about. Friends, for a very long time, this country has developed on a model where the diversities of regions have been centric to that development. Each region develops according to its own genius. As a result, you have a lot of regional imbalances. Some regions are developed more, others have been left behind. And this difference we see in our country, north, south, east, west. You see the regional imbalances. And within the region also we have sub-regional differences. Take for example our Tamil Nadu state. It is a very progressive state. It is among the front-ranking states of the country. It is doing so well. But if we look at it closely, then we have the differences, sub-regional differences. There are areas which are way behind the area which have gone way ahead. Now, why this imbalances, regional imbalances, sub-regional imbalances? It's a Darwinian model of development that each according to its capacity. If you are smart, you go ahead. If you are less smart, if you are not smart, you are left behind. Now, this Darwinian model of growth and development is not conducive for a country. Will it be conducive for the family? Let us say, I am asking a question. In your family, you have siblings. Each of them may not be as competent. They have different capacities. Will you say, will the parent be distinguishing or making a distinction between one who is very smart and one who is not? No. The basics have to be given to all. You do not apply Darwinian model maybe for the natural selection process, but not for a human family, not for a country. And that is why the change that has happened in our national perspective, which I am trying to explain, is that this regional model of development, which creates imbalances within region and within the region itself, intra-region, sub-regional imbalances, that has to go. It can go only if we have an all-inclusive growth. And that is why the initiative which have been taken in last several years is the basics like food, shelter, health, education, access to drinking water, electricity, there is no distinction. Each family, each individual must get it. And that is why the schemes which are launched by the central government is not region specific, it doesn't make any distinction. It is all inclusive, whether the citizen or a farmer is from Tamil Nadu or from Chanakyaa or from Assam. It doesn't make any distinction. And in matters of shelter, in matters of food, in matters of health, education, it is all inclusive. Everyone must, because these are basic ingredients of a sound, healthy citizenship. Beyond that, you grow according to you fly. You have your wings, you fly. But we cannot afford this model, the earlier model, even after nearly 7 decades. We have the dubious, embarrassing distinction of hosting the largest number of poor people in the country, largest number of sick, illiterate. It's because that model was not inclusive. Today it is all inclusive. In a human body, you cannot say that, okay, I will ignore my hand or my leg or my little finger. Each have a different capability, different roles. My hands are not like my legs and my eyes are not like my mouth. But each are integrated for a healthy, harmonious growth of the country. We cannot afford to ignore any part of it, not only in terms of geography, but in terms of individuals. Every citizen must have these opportunities. So when I say national perspective, I am talking about this inclusive perspective. You are an alumni of your institution, which is very, very prestigious, number one, and for which we are all very, very proud, number one in the country. You are a member of your family. You are also a citizen of this country. Be sensitive to that perspective, sensitive to that what you are doing is contributing towards raising this country to the next level. And our target is by 2047 that the next 25 years, India should be materially prosperous, militarily strong, intellectually superior, and spiritually endowed and imbued with our values, which is our sanskar, traditional, what we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world as a family. This India is an organic India. This India is what Mahakavi Bharati, when he said, which praised, he sang a lot of song about it. And when he says that Bharat Mata, Seppu Modi Padanet Rudiyal, Enil Chintanai on Rudiyal. He speaks 18 languages, but her thinking is one. This organic unity of India is our necessity, it has to be a reality. So wherever you are, whichever field you are, be daring, be bold, have the courage even to fail if you are experimenting with a new idea, but experiment again. Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. That goal which you set in your life, you must achieve it. Failure is a part of it. You don't have to get disheartened by that. I wish all of you the very best in your life, personal life, in your professional life, in your national life.